Have you ever gotten that strange feeling, like the universe is trying to send you a message, but it's doing it with numbers? Well, today, we're going to decode that secret language.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You just happen to glance at the clock, and bam, it's 3:33. You go grab a coffee, your total is 4:44. Then you're driving home, and a license plate with 777 catches your eye. Is it just your brain playing tricks on you, or is there something more going on here? Well, according to a lot of spiritual beliefs, these repeating numbers are anything but random. They might actually be little messages, specifically trying to get your attention. So, let's dive into this. Let's talk about these signs that are, basically hiding in plain sight on our clocks, our receipts, just all throughout our daily lives. It's that little spark of recognition, that feeling of, whoa, there it is again. These specific recurring sequences, that's what we're talking about. These are what people call angel numbers. Okay, so that's the name for them. But what exactly are angel numbers? Let's get a clear definition of what this divine guidance is really all about. At their very core, angel numbers are just repeating sequences of numbers that really stand out to you. The key thing here is that they capture your attention and they spark a sense of wonder. They're seen as these gentle little nudges, little pokes from the universe or maybe your guardian angels. And I love this quote because it frames them perfectly. It's not just some random coincidence, it's a form of communication. It's like a messaging system that's offering you real insight, some wisdom, and even a bit of direction. So if you're seeing these numbers pop up, the general feeling is that it's overwhelmingly positive. It's kind of like the universe is giving you a big thumbs up saying, hey, you got this, or maybe pay attention right now, something important is happening. But, beyond being just a cool thing that happens, why do they actually matter? Well, a great way to look at them is as cosmic road signs for your soul's journey. Seriously, isn't that a great metaphor? It's not really about trying to predict the future. It's all about navigating the present moment. These numbers can confirm you're heading in the right direction, they can validate a gut feeling you've been having, or even gently suggest a course correction if you're starting to stray a little bit. And what really makes angel numbers so unique is how accessible they are. Think about astrology. You need your exact birth time. For tarot, you need a deck of cards. But with angel numbers, you don't need any special tools. The messages are super personal, they're tailored to the exact moment you see them, and they're available to absolutely anyone, anywhere. Okay, so we've covered what they are and why they're so important. The big question now is, how do you actually tune in? How do you start listening to what the universe is trying to tell you? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, but it does require a little shift in your awareness. See, it's less about actively looking for numbers and more about just being open to seeing them when they appear. It really just boils down to a simple 3-step process. First up, just pay attention. Be present. When a number jumps out at you, don't just brush it off. Second, trust your intuition. Take a pause and ask yourself, what was I just thinking about? The number is very often connected to that specific thought. And third, journal it. Seriously, tracking the numbers helps you build your own personal language with the universe. And here's a cool thing you can try. A more proactive approach. If you're wrestling with a big decision, you can actually ask for a sign. Just say something like, okay, if this is the right move for me, please show me a sign. And then just let it go and see what numbers start popping up.
All right, now for the final, and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle, how to actually decode the message. We've talked about simple ones, like 111, but what about the more complex numbers you might see?
You might see the time as 12:34, or maybe a number like 717 keeps showing up. It can feel pretty overwhelming to try and figure out what every single one of those combinations is supposed to mean. So, is there a secret key, a simple way to unlock the meaning of pretty much any sequence you encounter? Well, the answer is yes. And here is the secret. The meaning isn't really in the long, complicated sequence. It's in the single digits that make it up. Every number, from 0 to 9, has its own core spiritual meaning. So, for example, the number 1 often means new beginnings, while 7 is all about spiritual wisdom. So if you see 717, it could be a message about starting a brand new spiritual path. These digits, they're like the building blocks for the entire language. So whether you're a full-on believer or maybe just a curious skeptic, it's a pretty powerful idea, right? It invites all of us to be a little more present, to look for meaning in our everyday lives, and to trust our own intuition. The signs might just be everywhere. So the only real question left is, are you paying attention?